Tuesday, it's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. Studio 22, the mothership. Chance, the soulless ginger rapper, driving us deep into the nether regions of all things. Tuesday, Candice, the queen of the Ethiopians. Howdy. Hey, howdy. Look at Herbert the silent deer back over there. I was at the show this past weekend in Utah, and people were wearing Herbert the silent deer t-shirts. And
Really?
It was so cool. Herbert's gotten so famous.
I heard a rumor that there were some girls that were interested in that red ball of fire over there, Chance.
Chancey?
Uh-huh. They're going to be wearing his t-shirts pretty soon.
The thing about Chance is people don't realize this, but it is a smolder, like that, just that fire-hot walk over the coals smolder that you don't think anything about it until it touches your soul. And then, boom!
Well, he's redheaded.
Boom! It lights you up.
Yeah.
Boy, red on the head and fire in the hole. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, Chancey. Chancey, are you aware of this?
You've got fans.
Yeah, you aware of this? The ladies want a little piece of some of that?
And some of the men.
Yeah!
You never know.
Party foul Steve looking all Joe Biden at the pub.
You just think it's me.
Yeah.
How would you recognize me?
There's no mistaking.
I'm wearing a mask. You
There's
can't
no
tell.
mistaking.
You're not
gosh.
sure it's me.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
I'm going to start today's show off with a quote from George Washington. Bring ammo. That's it. Bring ammo. Dash George Washington.
Jesus wept, bring ammo.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. People are coming out to our shows, sold out shows all across the country. They're risking their life just to go laugh. Mm-hmm. And by God, we're delivering. These shows are off. I mean, nothing's off limits. Nothing's off limits. I'm telling some stories and jokes where people are going, oh, like they want to boo, like they can't quite bring themselves to boo because they know it's true.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I right?
You're exactly right.
They're going, oh, can't believe he just said that. So you want to come find us in West Palm Beach this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go to watchchad.com and get your tickets and all the info you need. We're going to be at the West Palm Beach Improv. Praying for good weather.
You really moved me with your George Washington
Bring
statement.
ammo.
If you make that t-shirt, I'll buy it.
It's in production.
So bring ammo, George Washington.
No.
No, just bring ammo.
Yeah.
Chad Prather.
I think you should add George Washington.
No,
I think that's great.
Add
Quotation.
Chad Prather.
We might.
Chad Prather. Don't steal it.
We'll see.
Him having that statement.
George didn't really say that.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Oh, I believed you.
No, back then they called it munitions
Whatever.
and bullets.
Okay.
Musket balls. He didn't
Bring
really
balls.
say bring ammo.
Bring balls. He did. He didn't. May not said ammo, but
I don't
he said
think he
it.
said any of that.
Oh, whatever.
Oh my gosh. That's funny that you thought that. That's cute.
I believed you.
I know. That's why we keep you around. The sheer gullibility that is hot
Candace,
news.
did you not know that he
Nelly.
said that? You did know. Okay,
Candace
well,
knew.
She's smart.
You're smart.
Ish.
You're smart.
I didn't know that.
You're just gullible.
I believed you.
It's okay.
I trust you.
It's okay.
And you let me down.
No, I assume that you understood the concept of sarcasm and humor.
I guess not. No.
You're like most people on social media. Just blew right past you.
There's more people than just myself who thought that, who believed you.
You know what? It's okay for folks to get along on social media. You don't have to go out there picking a fight every day. You don't have to do those things, all right? It's
true.
Just because somebody disagrees with you, we can still be civil with things. Just because somebody has a differing political opinion or they like one candidate over another doesn't mean that they're scummy human beings. It doesn't mean that. It's just people have different things that they value and they have convictions about different things. That's okay. My point has always been just don't try to cram it down my throat, because I'm just going to push back on that. And if you come up with something that is a bad philosophy, then hopefully it'll get pointed out to you. Just like if I have a bad philosophy on life, because bad philosophies lead to bad lives. They really do. They lead you down a wrong path. And so I want a little bit of correction that's in there, but doesn't mean we have to fight about it. So just remember that, guys. Hey, and another thing, take care of your bodies. Take care of your bodies. I realized over this last week that, I need to make some changes. I don't know that I'm going to, but I will tell you one thing that I am consistently doing, and that is I take my Field of Greens. My Field of Greens is legit. Brickhouse Nutrition. Pandemic, it didn't just test our economic endurance. It exposed how we're living an unhealthy lifestyle and can increase our risk. I keep seeing the memes of these people coming out of pandemic and they blow them up all fat and stuff. You got to take Field of Greens by Brickhouse Nutrition. You got to do it every day. Other health products, they boast saying they got a vegetable in there, just one in there. Field of Greens is packed with 12 clinically researched essential fruits and vegetables, plus green tea, ginger, turmeric, and beets. This powerful combination not only supports heart health, it supports a healthy immune system, metabolism, blood pressure, and digestion. You can't beat it. Field of Greens is loaded with antioxidants. It's got pre- and probiotics. You put a scoop in a glass of water, you stir it up, drink it, you are done. Come on. So why settle for just one vegetable when you can have the entire field of greens? I want you to go to brickhousechad.com today. Go to brickhousechad.com. Save 15% off a 30-day supply with the offer code CHAD. Subscribe. Save an extra 10% every single month. And turn your body into a brick house. Try Field of Greens at brickhousechad.com. Go there today. Be right back. So
He said it.
What?
George Washington.
Who
He
did?
said it. I looked it up. He said, "Bring ammo."
I'm going to hit you.
He said it. And who wouldn't in 67 years of life, at some point in his life, say, "Bring ammo"? He said it.
He didn't say it.
Right. Hold on. Cancel.
Do you,
He said
do
it.
you really? What did he say? Read the entire quote.
A free people ought not only to be armed and disciplined, but they should have sufficient arms and ammo, to maintain a status of independence from any who might attempt to abuse them, which would include their own government. And it said Washington didn't use his right to free speech to defeat the British. He shot them.
That's right. With a little squirrel on top of his head.
So he almost said, bring ammo.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Well, Portland rioters, they toppled Abraham Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt's statues in a day of rage against Columbus Day, which, of course, was yesterday. Rioters in Portland, Oregon, toppled statues of former Presidents Teddy and Abraham Lincoln Sunday night, declaring a day of rage in anticipation of Columbus Day. According to the Associated Press, they assembled for, quote, Indigenous Peoples Day of Rage, referring to Indigenous Peoples Day as an alternative holiday to Columbus Day. Favored by progressive activists who accuse famous Italian explorer Christopher Columbus of committing acts of genocide against Native Americans. I mean, back when they were sacrificing human beings and cutting the hearts out of people. The AP noted that Roosevelt expressed hostility towards Native Americans once, saying, "I don't go so far as to think that the only good Indians are dead Indians, but I believe 9 out of every 10 are." Okay? So, doesn't that just sound so horrible?
That's tough.
Doesn't that just sound so horrible that Teddy Roosevelt, who had to deal with these folks who were marauding and savaging and doing all of these things in those days, don't forget that all you got to do is go to Twitter and see people wishing death threats on conservatives today, and in some cases vice versa. But people are saying the same things of animosity today, more prevalently, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, all of these places. You don't have to go very far to see hate. Hate exists. You're not going to erase that from human history. 200 people made up the crowd marching through downtown Portland. They dressed head to toe in black. They wielded melee weapons. The organizers of the event prohibited video live streaming and photographs of their criminal activity, although I've seen plenty of it. One apartment resident reportedly had lasers shined at his eyes and liquid thrown in his face for attempting to take video of the riot from his terrace. Man, I wish somebody would throw something on me.
I mean, does anybody really give a about Columbus Day?
Apparently. And then they tore down Abraham Lincoln. They spray painted Dakota 38 at the base of Lincoln's statue, which was in reference to the 38 Dakota tribesmen whose hangings Lincoln approved after a violent conflict with white settlers in Minnesota. So there you go, man. They tear it down. Tear it down. Break it up. F all you colonizers. Every one of you that's against Black Lives Matter can F the F off. Antifa rioters in the process of toppling Portland statue of Roosevelt. They pulled it on down. Pulled it on down. Bring it to my house. That'd be the kind of thing I would put up in my front yard. My Trump flags are in the front yard waving majestically. Don't they look good, Steve?
They do look good.
Don't they look good?
You
I
need
got
a few more, though. You're going to have to, like...
Well, they're coming.
Okay.
I've got more flags.
All right.
I've got more flags, but I'm saving space. Bless you. I'm saving space for my Trump signs that are heftily delayed. I don't know what's taking them so long, DC.
They're in high demand.
Yeah.
They are, but I ordered them a long time ago.
Have you stopped down there by my house where they're selling
Oh,
those?
yeah. We're going to stop there today.
They are selling. They're open like 24 hours a day, too. They're selling them all night long. They have.
Yep.
I
went by there the other
truckloads.
night and wide open. It was like after leaving your house, it was like 11 o'clock at night. Yep. I almost stopped in there then.
Yeah, probably would have been good, but there's people there buying stuff constantly.
Well, when I drive through there and I look, I realize that I already own all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? What I can see from the road, like all the flags that are up and everything, I already own all those flags. I got a ton of them. I do, man. I just switch out my flags every other day, the ones that are in the front yard. My neighbors hate me.
I love it.
They don't hate me, but I mean, I'm pretty, it's like I'm kind of in your face.
They
with
should
stuff.
expect that, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of in their face, especially the Biden supporters across the street.
Here's my thought about what you just read. If people are that offended and taken aback and embarrassed by however this country came to be today, why are they here?
Yeah, go pick you a place that has a leadership you like and approve of.
Right.
A government that you approve of, a history that you approve of. Find a country that was founded the way you approve, that never oppressed anyone, that's never done anything wrong, never passed bad legislation, that has never violated someone's human rights or someone's civil liberties, and go to that country. Go to that country that you agree with, that has no history, that has nothing on their books, that has never misinterpreted a law, that has never expressed hate in any form or fashion. Go to that country. Can't do it.
There's a lot to choose from, though.
There's a lot of countries out
there.
There's a lot of countries. So go down to the West Indies, where those people were oppressed by Christopher Columbus, which, by the way, Christopher Columbus risked his life and the life of his men to come across the world. He found new land that was inhabited by people that had the sheer fact that you are living a luxurious life today, and we are as Americans. The sheer fact that the majority of you are living a luxurious life today was because of a guy named Christopher Columbus who decided to get on a boat
in 1492
and sail over here in looking for a shorter passage to India and happened to run into North America. So if you don't like it, don't like the way it happened, well, then give up everything you got, all your luxury, and hit the road.
I think that makes a true statement. You get your stuff and you leave.
Yeah.
That to me speaks volumes.
Yeah. You're tearing down the good along with the bad. Just because Teddy Roosevelt said things that aren't approved of in 21st century America doesn't mean Teddy Roosevelt didn't do some good things. Abraham Lincoln did some good things. Was Abraham Lincoln a saint? No, he wasn't a saint. Neither was Teddy Roosevelt. Neither was any single one of, Ulysses Grant was probably one of the worst presidents in history, but he was the general that won the Civil War, right? He was also a bumbling alcoholic. I mean, an absolute drunk. So what are we going to do? We're going to judge him because of that? Are we going to judge him by that? I mean, he, in essence, beat back the Confederate South. Slavery was abolished because they won the war. The Union was saved. The United States was saved because of the leadership of Ulysses Grant. Was he the best general? No. In fact, no. Robert E. Lee was. Hands down, the best military strategist involved in the Civil War, but he lost. Was he a saint? No. Nobody in history is a saint. That's why I've always said over the years, never pick a hero until they're dead. Never pick a hero till they're dead. As long as you pick one that's still alive, they still got time to fail. Don't put people on a pedestal while they're still alive. See, these days, we're not even picking heroes once they're dead. We're trying to find everything negative about their life. Natalie, you're as pure as gold. You really are. You're a saint. You really are a saint. Okay? And I'm not saying that facetiously, but you're not perfect.
No.
You're not perfect. You've got things in your life that you're probably ashamed of. You've got things that you would love for people to stay in hiding, to stay secret. It would be terrible when it's all said and done, you, who's a great person, to be judged based on those hidden things, those small moments in your life. You know what I mean?
Just bad choices.
And that becomes your legacy. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. So, what about these assholes that are spraying stuff in people's eyes and shining lights in their eyes and throwing stuff in their face? Andy No, our friend Andy No was there. He took video of the stuff in Portland, and, he got hit in the head with a cup of cement, back, what was it, last year, I guess? I mean, what about those people? What about the violence that's being expressed by those people, the things that are being said by those people? How's history going to judge Antifa? How is history going to judge BLM? I had someone on Instagram yesterday morning saying, why can't you guys just support Black Lives Matter? Why do you have to say all lives matter? Okay, because Black Lives Matter is a Marxist organization that's done absolutely nothing for the black community. Nothing. And most of the protesters / rioters are white people. So, no, they're a bunch of self-flagellating, guilty white people who feel like they need to prove something to show the world that they're not racist.
And we've always said Black Lives Matter.
They do. All lives matter. White
all lives
people,
matter.
Black lives matter so much that white people liberated them.
Right.
Okay?
And white lives matter too.
That's right.
That's right. My life matters. Your life matters. Black lives matter. All lives matter. Blue lives matter. Red lives matter. Yellow lives matter. Candice matters. Candice lives matter.
Yeah.
The only life in this room that doesn't matter is Herbert the Silent Deer.
It mattered.
It did not matter. That's why his head is over there on the wall.
Did
the
y'all not at
same
least
as
eat
Mighty
some of
Heaton over the fireplace. Give me a wide shot, Chancey. Give me the big one. There's Mighty Heaton. Look at that big bison, you big, sexy, dead bison. What? Say it.
Did y'all eat some of Herbert? Did you eat him?
All of Herbert.
Yeah, so it mattered.
Well, it mattered to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. There
See?
you go. In November, I'm going to go find an elk, and I'm going to kill that, too, in Colorado.
Yeah. I've killed one of those.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
I am going to kill it. Him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's use the right pronouns.
Okay.
Before PETA gets pissed off. I'm going to kill him with a rifle purchased
You don't know
from
how he identifies.
Texas Gun Experience.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Good.
Basically, all my rifles come from Texas Gun Experience. Y'all are welcome.
We love having you there.
Bring ammo, George
Bring
Washington.
ammo, George Washington.
Don't you tell your brother-in-law and your husband about that idea and have them. The next thing you know, they'll have that at Texas Gun Experience.
No,
on a
they
t-shirt.
keep everything TGE. You just need to make that shirt so I can.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna wear it.
You should. I'll show you what we. I'll show you what we.
Okay,
designed.
I'm excited.
I'll show you what we've designed. It's sexy. You guys need to go to shop.blazemedia.com/Chad. I think you can shop.blazemedia.com/Chad and find our collections over there. We got some fun stuff. Fun stuff. You can get your party time mom. You can get your Fact Pack shirt. All that good stuff. Boy, howdy. I want you to look at something. My hair is trying to grow back. I shaved it, and it's all thinned out and stuff like that. You know what helps it? You know what helps it a lot? Keeps. Keeps will help you keep your hair, because a lot of you guys out there have noticed that your hair isn't looking as full as it used to. When you get those little bald patches and you start to realize that you're getting older and stuff starting to fall out of your head, not fun. So I want to give you some options. You can go to the doctor, talk to them about hair loss treatment ideas and plans, and they're going to give you a prescription. You're going to go to the pharmacy, and guess what? You're going to try not to go broke, because the prescription medicine is very expensive, and you're doing all that just to avoid going bald. Oh, the vanity of it all. I want you to try Keeps. Try Keeps from the comfort of your own home. You'll get the same doctor-recommended, FDA-approved hair loss treatment, but Keeps is going to offer you the generic versions for about half the cost. And one other thing you're going to love about Keeps, it's all online. You just answer a few questions, snap a few pictures of your hair. A licensed doctor will review your info and recommend the right hair loss treatment for you. Then it's shipped directly to your door. So don't make unnecessary trips to the doctor and drugstore when you can do it from home. Let me get you started, folks. Special deal. Go to KEEPS.com/loss for 50% off your first order of Keeps hair loss treatments. That's Keeps.com/loss. Keeps.com/loss. And we'll be back. I hope that everybody's praying for Amy Coney Barrett and her family. They're going through a lot of stuff right now. You know, Kamala Harris, she decided to, she popped into the Senate hearings virtually. She wants to make sure everybody stays safe. Back on Sunday, she said she's going to participate in Judge Amy Coney Barrett's Supreme Court confirmation hearings remotely from her office because of coronavirus risks. I mean, we can't have the future president getting sick, right?
Right.
Yeah. Due to Judiciary Committee Republicans' refusal to take common sense steps to protect members, aides, Capitol Complex workers, and members of the media, Senator Harris plans to participate in this week's hearings remotely from her Senate office in the Hart Building. I bet her condescension can even be felt through it. You know, if you watched any of it yesterday, you know that it can be. She's so smug. The announcement came after the California lawmaker slammed Senate Republicans and the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Lindsey Graham, for going forward with the hearings after 3 GOP senators, including 2 on the committee, contracted the virus. Everybody's going to get it, guys. Everybody's going to get it at some point in time. That's why you want to be taking that field of greens. Mm-hmm. Quite honestly, you want to be taking the field of greens
so that when you do get it,
yeah, you're healthy.
You're healthier.
I mean, I got a better idea. Just don't have the hearings. Just put it to the vote.
That's great.
I'll solve the problem for you, Kamala. Mm-hmm. Just don't have the hearings. Then everybody's safe. But it's you jackasses that need to do this stuff. What's going to happen when you want to use some kind of filibuster or something like that to try to go through the deal? What are you going to do? You going to do that virtually too? You know, I had somebody that mentioned Trump backing out of he chickened out of the debate because he didn't want to do it, against Joe Biden or whatever. I'm like, no, he didn't want to do it virtually. Right. That's not a debate. You ever had an argument with a woman over the phone, Steve?
They just hang up on you?
You ever had? You can't. That's not a successful way to argue, Candace. Don't you hide from me. It's not a successful way to argue or debate anything. You can't do it over the phone. You can't do it over FaceTime. You can't do it over Skype. You can't do it over Zoom. You just overtalk each other. That would be one big jumbled mess, what that would be. So Trump said, no, I'm not going to do it. And I don't blame him. So they're going to have independent town halls. Fine. Their debates aren't swaying anything anyway. Mike Pence is a stud. So just don't have it. Don't have the hearings. You don't have to have the hearings. Just put it to the vote. Put it to the vote. Speaking of that, here's a little opinion piece you might find interesting. To my fellow New York Jews, which, by the way, it's interesting to find out how many people are really, truly pissed at Andrew Cuomo. Yeah. Right? He comes out and he says to the Jews, I'm going to shut your synagogues down. He hasn't said that about mosques, but he'll say it about synagogues. To my fellow New York Jews, I beg, wear the damn mask. Okay. Said, driving to a friend's house in Prospect Park the other day, I witnessed an amazing sight. The minute I drove over the Williamsburg Bridge, the streets were filled with people not wearing masks. Mothers with gaggles of kids, young couples strolling, men rushing furiously to their next appointments. And then, boom, the minute I exit South Williamsburg into Bushwick, the mask reappeared on people's faces. I know it's not politically correct, but as a traditional Jew, I'm going to tell you who was wearing masks and who wasn't. In Bushwick, people of all colors were wearing masks. In South Williamsburg, most of the ultra-Orthodox Jews were not. I mean, they survived the Passover, right? Hopefully they'll survive the pandemic. I know, the angel of death passed over Egypt and somehow they made it through. By the time I crossed over into Clinton Hill and Prospect Park, I was back among the masked Brooklyn gentrifiers. After I parked my car, I noticed a young Hasid standing on the corner holding a lulav and etrog and the ritual objects for Sukkot in the current holiday.
What?
Sukkot.
What?
Wait, is this the same Como that was caught walking his dog without a mask on?
Como didn't say these things.
Oh, who did it?
A
I
Jew.
missed it. Oh.
He was trying to stop passersby with the question, "Are you Jewish?" so he could help bless the citron and the palm fronds. And it was more of a gesture than an audible ask, since the bearded young man in a long black coat was wearing a mask. One passerby stopped, not to make a blessing, but to shout, "You should get your people to wear a mask." Gets hurt. Let's see. New York City Orthodox community holds... No, that's another headline. "That's racist," my sister said when I recounted the story. "Is it racist to call out ultra-Orthodox Jews if they're the ones in the city not wearing masks?" I asked her. "How is it anti-Semitic if they're the ones giving Jews a bad name?" Up until recently, politicians have been too afraid to single out our community. Mayor de Blasio refused to shut down synagogues before Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish year, where we gather to pray for atonement, sometimes in mask-free, cramped synagogues and basements. Later, he proposed a lockdown on certain zip codes where COVID has surged. Like many people in New York City who suffered lockdowns this spring, we would so flatten this coronavirus curve. I don't want the city to go into a complete lockdown. And as a fellow Jew, formerly Orthodox, never ultra, I feel personally responsible. I like our sages say, every Jew is responsible for one another. That's why I want to drive through Brooklyn shouting out my car window in Yiddish, "Geh trog a verscholten Maske." Wear a damn mask. Like many working moms, oh, there it is, it's a lady, I have a lot at stake. I am privileged that our daughter is being taught in person at a private Jewish day school, not ultra-Orthodox, but socially distant, HVAC ventilated, outdoor lunching, overly cautious school that requires coronavirus testing to return to the Holiday Inn on Sunday night. As opposed to some ultra-Orthodox schools that passed out flyers advising not to test for COVID-19 so their schools wouldn't be shut. She has an issue with this whole ultra-Orthodox group. She wants to make sure you know she is not ultra-Orthodox. If, like other schools in hot spots, our daughter's school is shut down primarily because of the behavior of the other Jews, I will want to take her to them, hold her up, and shake her like a lulav and say, "Who will watch her now? Oi! What has happened to us?" On Tuesday, Governor Cuomo took the necessary action of going one step further, restricting capacities of houses of worship, including synagogues, to 10 people or 25% starting on Friday. As a result, Orthodox Jews in Borough Park set fire to garbage as they demonstrated against his edict on 2 nights this week. This weekend brings the holiday of Simchat Torah, one of the most joyous of our religion. Jews of all denominations celebrate en masse by dancing with the Torah, crowding the synagogues and the streets like a Jewish mosh pit. The Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, knows this, and he shut down the entire country before the high holidays so there would be no crowds on Yom Kippur through Sukkot and Simchat Torah. Cuomo should also make these celebrations, make sure these celebrations are prohibited this year. Dancing with the Torah and other mass gatherings like it should not be allowed to happen until we have something to rejoice about. So there you go. I have a Hebrew phrase for her. Ruchumu! Stone her! Ruchumu!
I thought everybody left New York.
Oh my gosh, dude! That's what. Yeah, I mean that's the problem in New York City is the ultra Orthodox Jews.
Yeah, that's the issue.
That's the issue. Mm-hmm. That's like me saying the ultra right wing white supremacists. I don't even know if I can put those words together. Ultra right wing supremacists. Those are the ones that are causing us not to flatten the curve.
Yeah.
I mean, why are you picking on this small group of people? That's not these. I mean, religious freedom is a basic right in America, and they're not wearing masks. They don't want to wear masks. They're not going to wear masks. Again, these are people who believe in God as a provider, Jehovah Jireh. These are people who believe that God will provide a way. They survived the good Lord. Think of the stuff that the Jews have survived for millennia.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know that freedom is a word used to describe New York City right now. It's just not, there's no freedom.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the dispersions, the diaspora, all of these things. And they've survived. They've survived.
That's true.
And you know what? They're resilient, and they see themselves as surviving this as well. I love Bonner Private Wines. Y'all know I'm a wine drinker. Bonner Private Wine Partnership. Will Bonner, they got about 1,000 wine lovers that come together, and they import great small batch wines that probably would get overlooked by a lot of large importers, and we're going to bring it to you. I want you to know about it. They went down to Argentina, fell in love with the Argentine wine when they moved to Buenos Aires in the early 2000s. They returned to the U.S. Guess what? Cheap, mass-produced juice disguised as fine wine in local shops. They said, nope, can't have it. We got to get this Argentine wine to the people in America. So their mission was to search the world for unknown, underappreciated, but astounding wines. In France, they found that these great wines are not coming from grapes. They say that the great wine comes not from the grape, but from the character of the man who made it. At Bonner Private Wine Partnership, they don't care about labels. They don't give a hoot about the points. They don't charge big markups. There are no middlemen. They offer no additive pack supermarket wines. There's no inflated cost. They seek character. They seek character. So I've got a great offer for you, our listeners and our watchers today, an old French Malbec variety 3-pack. You can't even find it in Europe anymore. A lot of those European wines, I don't know if you realize this or not, they're not European at all. The Malbec, which is grown at these altitudes in Argentina, I can't speak. I'm still in my Jewish mode. Argentina is an old French variety that went extinct in Europe following a major crop blight nearly 200 years ago. That's when the first Malbec vines arrived in Argentina. We're going to bring it to you, folks. Here's an industry secret. The European wine industry was saved by using American root stocks immune to the blight. So most of those pricey European wines, they're actually American. In Argentina, with its remote high-altitude vineyards, those old French Malbec wines and vines survived. So I'm going to get you 3 bottles, 200 years in the making today for 47% off while the supplies last. Normally $130, now only $69 for 3 bottles. Just go to cowboywines.com. That's cowboywines.com. Go there, get it today. Be right back. What do you think is like the biggest issue for you, and you consider the next 4 years? This election, the next 4 years. What do you think the biggest issue facing our country is?
Politically.
Or anything.
I want to say who becomes president, but at this point, do we worry about that? Do we continue worrying about that, or do we worry about Congress and who's going to be in there?
My biggest issue is that someone's going to get elected.
I'm trying to go deep. We got to think about Congress.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You hear people say, well, climate change.
No.
Right. Back during the debates of the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah.
The Democratic debates, they were climate change. Nobody's talking about climate change. Although Greta Thunberg did come out over the weekend and endorse Joe Biden, and that could possibly sway my decision.
Changed your mind.
On how, well, it was fine until Taylor Swift got involved too.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang,
T-Swift saying it.
They both told me to vote for Joe Biden, and now I'm just ripped up inside. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, my soul is eviscerated.
Okay.
Because when those two young women speak, you believe all women. You believe all women. Did your voice just break? Did you almost cry? Did I almost bring a tear?
Hey, question.
Yeah.
For everybody, seriously, can you say who's going to win?
Donald Trump.
For sure.
Yes.
Hands down.
Hands down.
On November 3rd?
Donald Trump.
Not on...
No, we've already said that will not be known on November 3rd.
Right, we knew that.
We've already said it won't be known on November 8th or 9th.
Okay.
Unless it's so overwhelming.
Unless it's an absolute blowout. But even then, we won't know because they're still going to push back. It will be in the courts.
Yeah.
They're going to try to say that there was some kind of fraud. There was something that went on. They've already established that that's what they're going to do.
But does your boss, Candace, think that Donald Trump is going to come out on top.
Well, she doesn't have a microphone, so she
that's
has to
right.
she can give a
I
thumbs
heard
up
that.
or a
You're
thumbs
right.
down.
Thumbs up or thumbs down.
Thumbs up
Sorry.
or thumbs down.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, you're sort of like that.
She's more here.
There's no possible way Joe Biden can win this election. No possible way that he can win this without some kind of shenanigans going on behind the scenes. There's no way. There's no way.
Could that happen, though?
Could happen.
He could become president.
Yeah.
Not even if he didn't get elected.
I just hope all those people at the Trump rallies are registered to vote.
Oh, they registered to vote.
Because that was a perfect
Protesters
time to
and rioters
register.
are not registered to vote by and large, but I guarantee you these folks at the Trump parades and stuff like that, they're registered to vote.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of my boys they had a Boy Scout fundraiser car wash the other day, and here comes a Trump truck parade coming through there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you don't see that for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
You just don't see the same fervor that's there. He holds these rallies, and there's 12 people there sitting in a circle, all cordoned off with masks on, and they're distanced by 20 feet from each other. You just don't see the same kind of deal that's going on.
It's not what you call a super spreader party, that's for sure.
You can blame COVID, but I promise you, if COVID has never come into existence, see, like I would love to see what a Biden rally, true Biden rally would look like.
Mm-hmm.
This is the perfect storm for them. With the COVID, they can run a guy that they know is not qualified, not capable to run the country, but electable because he's just kind of that. He's been there. He knows Washington politics. He's grandfatherly. The people look at him and they're like, oh, there's a sympathy thing there, right? And they're used to seeing his face there. They already know that he's been in the Obama White House, so the fruit can't fall very far from the tree, right? So they're thinking that. But they also realize that with coronavirus, you don't have to try to go out there and draw these mass crowds in order to make it look impressive. So they can do these socially distanced, small crowd little things, and they're like, they can use that as an excuse. Because there's no way if Joe Biden goes out there and tried to hold a rally the way Trump does, that many people would show up.
He would get people.
There wouldn't be that many people.
Yeah, he would get people because they would bust them in. They always have their ways of making it look a lot bigger.
They wouldn't have that many people.
12 years ago.
They're doing it in all these cities. They're bussing in people for all
I'm
these
not saying they're
protests
not. I'm
in
not saying
cities.
they're not.
They would have enough people or the camera angles would be great where it looks like it's just as large. I'm not saying
whether
it is.
the camera angles are there or not, they wouldn't have 35,000 people standing there. They just wouldn't.
I mean,
I'm just basing that off of the flags, the bumper stickers, and the lack thereof.
I understand that, what you're saying. I'm just saying that they would, again, cheat and bust the people in and have them there so that at least the numbers look the same.
Yeah. They'd try, but they wouldn't have it.
Wouldn't happen. Okay.
But 12 years ago, the left was tired of having an old white guy as president. But we're right back there.
We are.
Well, 12 years ago, everybody was so anxious to prove that we were progressive enough that we could elect a black president.
Sure.
Who said absolutely nothing, did absolutely nothing. They want to accuse Trump of causing all this stuff. Look at what Barack Obama did. He created a hateful disdain for the police. He created racial division that set us back 55 years. Look at what he did. And he said nothing. He created Obamacare, which was a lie. You couldn't keep your own doctor. It put rates through the roof. It was not affordable. Doctors hated it, still do. It put an extra tax on people who didn't have health insurance. And that's just an example. Let's not even get into Fast and Furious or Benghazi or some of these things that stand out as headlines to us that cost human lives. Pallets of cash going to Iran. Oh, well, that money belonged to them. I don't give a shit if it belonged to them or not. You don't sit there and we don't owe Iran anything.
Mm-hmm.
We don't owe Iran a damn thing. So you're going to send them $1.5 billion in cash so that they can continue to fight against you and screw us over? Well, it was their money. I don't give a shit.
It's like giving the drug dealer his money back.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know what we got to do with the drug dealer, man? This guy's down. We owe him. We owe the drug dealer. We got to make sure he stays in business. So let's send him $1 million because, well, we did confiscate his drugs. Right?
Yeah.
These are enemies of the state, people.
I mean,
So this whole idea was, well, it was their money. Oh, my God, how stupid have you got to be? How stupid have you got to be? How many of you people out there don't even pay your damn child support? You don't even pay your damn child support because you're like, I ain't giving her no more of my money. I ain't paying her. You bitch about alimony because you're like, she don't deserve it. But yet you sit there and say, well, Iran, it was their money. It was their money.
Meanwhile, Trump picks up another Nobel Peace Prize nomination over the weekend.
And by the way, everybody says, well, see, Trump didn't win it. He's nominated for 2021, people. 2021.
But you know what Obama did do? He put an old white guy back in office.
Yeah, he sure did. What a legacy. What a legacy.
He put Donald Trump back in.
And you really don't see Barack Obama coming out leading the charge for Joe Biden, do you?
No.
You really don't. I mean, he's
don't.
not out there on the daily. Nuh-uh. Because he knows that ain't where the power lies. It's not where the power lies. It's in knee pads. It's all in Kamala knee pads.
Oh, gosh.
I don't care.
No.
She's a super spreader.
Whoop, whoop. Chad Prather, that's beneath you.
No, it ain't. Kamala Harris has been beneath me.
She has. False.
Start that rumor.
Gosh.
Hey, listen, man. There's no doubt about it. She climbed her way up the DA's office by climbing her way down on Willie Brown. She climbed her way down on Willie Brown, Kamala Harris. I'll write that song.
It'd be a little blues number.
Yeah. Put a little groove to it.
Mm-hmm.
A little funkadelic. Little Kamala got funkadelic while she was getting funkied.
Or you put a little You could put a little Jamaican vibe behind it.
Don't worry about a thing. Kamala gonna suck on that thing. Say, don't worry about a thing. Your little bitty wang. Kamala gonna jang. We'll be right back. So, yeah, we're going to be in West Palm Beach, Florida for shows Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, 6 shows this weekend. West Palm Beach, the West Palm Beach Improv. You can go to watchchad.com, get all the information there. Go to watchchad.com. That is where all the fun stuff is. Party Foul Nation, of course, on YouTube. And follow Natalie Woods 22 on the Instagrams. Yeah. Speaking of West Palm Beach, guess where I'm going to be December 19th through 22?
West Palm Beach.
That's exactly where I'm going to be.
Nailed it.
Once again, Turning Point's Student Action Summit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have that sucker. Have a few thousand young folks down there, young and old alike. Always a good event. It's kind of a menagerie of who's who, conservative personalities. We'll all be down there. It's a good place to go have some drinks and have fun. Talk
People who think like you do.
Peeps, like President Trump. Hopefully by then he's elected president.
Yes.
You know? I don't want him coming down there giving a speech as former President Trump.
We get 45er. Yeah, a little
I'll tell
more.
you who won't be there, Kamala Harris. Dang it. Oh, well. Sign up for an annual subscription.
Prescription, too.
Prescription. I was thinking about the herpes medicine.
I'm rubbing off on you.
I was thinking about, Kamala Harris. Go to blazetv.com/Chad. Sign up. We will talk to you tomorrow night. We love you. God bless. Bye.